Hello friends, good evening. Friends, today we shall discuss about various factors including environmental factors that affect the rate of transpiration. First factor is relative humidity. Relative humidity is a measure of the amount of water vapor present in the air at a given condition as relative to the amount of water vapor present in the air when it is saturated with water vapor at the same temperature. So when the relative humidity of the air decreases, water potential also decreases. At the same time, the substomatal air space gets saturated with water vapor. So the concentration of vapor pressure in the substomatal air space become greater than the amount of water vapor that is present in the atmosphere. So there is a vapor pressure gradient. You can also say that the water potential of the atmosphere is less than the water potential of the substomatal air space. In order to equilibrate, water vapor diffuse from substomatal air space into the atmosphere through stomata. So, when the relative humidity of the air decreases, the rate of transpiration increases. In contrast, when the relative humidity of the air increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. Next factor is temperature. At a higher temperature, the stomata remain open. In addition to its heating effect, higher temperature also decrease the relative humidity of the atmosphere. At the same time, it increases the rate of evaporation from the wall of the mesophyll cells inside the substomatal space. So automatically, when the temperature increases, the rate of transpiration also increases. But when the temperature increases beyond, then it causes desiccation and closure of stomata. Similarly, at a very low temperature, the rate of transpiration also decreases and the stomata gets closed. Another environmental factor is light. Light profoundly affects the rate of transpiration. In the presence of light, stomata remain open, whereas in the absence of light, that means in darkness, the stomata remain closed. So in the presence of light, the rate of transpiration increases due to the opening of stomata. Whereas in darkness, as the stomata remain closed, so the rate of transpiration decreases. Another factor is air movement. Air movement also affects the rate of transpiration. When there is still air, in that case, the water vapor gets accumulated around the lips, thereby increasing the amount of water vapor around the lip. So, the rate of transpiration decreases. This is because when there is no air movement, the water vapor remain accumulated around the lip that decrease the rate of transpiration. That is because the humidity around the lip increases, and when it increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. But at a higher wind velocity, the stomata remain closed due to mechanical effect and the rate of transpiration decreases. So air movement is another environmental factor that affect the rate of transpiration. Next factor is availability of water. Availability of water in the soil is a very important environmental factor that affect the rate of transpiration. When there is sufficient water in the soil, the roots absorb much water. So this increases the availability of water in the plants, thereby increasing the rate of transpiration. But when there is water deficiency in the soil, the roots fail to absorb sufficient amount of water that causes water deficit in the plant. When there is a shortage of water in the plants, the stomata gets closed in order to reduce the water loss. And when the amount of water in the plant decreases much beyond, then the plants undergo wilting. Because this is due to the shrinkage of protoplasm of the cells of leaves and other organs. So when the water content of the plant cells in the leaf and other organ decrease, then the turgidity of the cells also decrease. So there is rolling and falling of leaves and other organs of the plant. Another factor is leaf area. Leaf is the main transpiring organ. About 90% of water loss takes place through the stomata which are present in the leaf. So when the area of leaf increase, the rate of transpiration also increase. But due to close arrangement of leaves in the canopy, or due to shedding, or due to some other effects, the rate of transpiration in a tree can decrease. That is the effect of leaf area on the rate of transpiration. Next is leaf structure. The leaf structure include various factors like thickness of cuticle, number and position of stomata, sunken stomata, presence of hair, mesophyll, leaf modifications. First is thickness of cuticle. Cuticle is a waxy coating that covers the surface of leaves and stem. So when the cuticle is thick, it reduces the rate of transpiration. And when the cuticle is thin, in that case, the rate of transpiration increases. Next is number and position of stomata. Because stomata are the main structures through which transpiration occurs. So when the number of stomata increase, the rate of transpiration also increase. Another point is position of stomata. In many plants, the stomata are present on the lower surface of the leaf. In some other plant, they are equally distributed in the upper epidermis as well as the lower epidermis. So when stomata are present on both the surface of the leaf, generally the rate of transpiration will increase. But when the leaf has stomata mainly in the lower epidermis, under that condition, the rate of transpiration will be somehow less as compared to the leaf which has equal number of stomata in both upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Other factor is sunken stomata. In xerophytes, there is sunken stomata in which the stomata are located in a cup-like depression. The main purpose of the sunken stomata is to reduce the water loss by the process of transpiration. As the stomata is located in a cup-shaped depression, the air movement decreases inside it. So the rate of transpiration also decreases. Other factor is hairs. The presence of hairs on the surface of either leaf or stem, it acts as an insulating cover on the surface. So the presence of hair on the surface of the leaf and stem decrease the rate of transpiration. Next factor is mesophyll. Mesophyll is the photosynthetic tissue present in the leaves. It is composed of spongy parenchyma and palisade parenchyma. The cells of palisade parenchyma are compactly arranged, whereas the cells of spongy parenchyma are loosely arranged and have large intercellular air space. So compact mesophyll having more polysaccharide tissue and less spongy tissue decrease the rate of transpiration, whereas spongy mesophyll having less polysaccharide tissue and more spongy tissue increase the rate of transpiration. Next factor is leaf modifications. Prickles, spines, scaly leaves, phyllodes and phyloclasts are all modifications present in the xerophytic plants. These modifications help to reduce the rate of transpiration. In xerophytes, the leaves are small and the leaves have leathery texture. This also reduces the rate of transpiration. Next factor is root to shoot ratio. Roots are the main water absorbing organs of the plant. The plant which has well developed root system absorb more amount of water from the soil as compared to the plant which have not well developed root system. So when the root to shoot ratio is high, then the plant absorb more amount of water that also increase the rate of transpiration. Because when more amount of water is absorbed, it increases the water availability in the plant, thereby increasing the rate of transpiration. But if the root to shoot ratio is low, then less amount of water is absorbed and the rate of transpiration decrease in order to restore the water level in the plant. Last factor is mucilage and solutes. Mucilage and solutes hold water tenaciously, thereby reducing the rate of transpiration. Friends, this is all about various factors that affect the rate of transpiration. For more updates, please subscribe my YouTube channel Sam Online Class, and also please share your comments. Thank you very much.